We're Scotch Mist. We're a psychedelic um, disco rock group based out of Brooklyn, New York.
So I'm curious with the name. How did you guys come up with the name?
I came up with the name back in like 2016. Uh, it's like a combination of things. It's a reference to a line in Watchmen. It's a reference to the Radiohead webcasts. And it's a general like a reference to that kind of means like nothing. Like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's Scotch Mist. Like it's almost like a sarcastic joke that is made by British people, I think. And I always thought that the two words are really cool looking together, and I always thought they sounded kind of mysterious. Um, and yeah, I think it fits still in a way.
I know the album comes out in August, so we'll kind of go back to we'll go towards the album in a moment. You guys have a bunch of songs out, with the newest one being "Let's Go." I'm curious, with four songs out of the album that's out, um, what one stands out the most to you guys?
Um, I'll maybe we all have different answers, but think Let Go. I think Let Go stands out the most just because we had a vocal contribution from our friend Dana um, of Sir Chloe. Um, she's a good friend of ours, and we wrote the song with her. And so obviously it's the newest track, and I am trying to promote it. So it does stand out most to me. But maybe for Energy have a different answer.
I like Around. I think Around, I kind of agree. Around feels different to me. I think they all stand out for different reasons, but Around came together probably the quickest out of any of the songs. Maybe Let Go is like close second, but Around, just like the songwriting process and getting it like, recorded, took a matter of days. Some of these songs we've been working on for maybe like closer to 2 years. And
Yeah.
It felt like
The flow.
yeah, it felt like the song kind of already existed, and we just like were just like fitting the puzzle pieces together when we were recording it.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
Yeah, both songs are honestly one of my personal favorites from the album, so I definitely agree with you guys on the choice. I am curious when it comes to because 'cause I read on there that you guys worked on this during the pandemic. Um, how was the dynamic when it came to collaborating on this with the constrictions that were out?
Honestly, I feel like the pandemic for the three of us was some of the most it was one of the most creative periods at least of my life. We were obviously we were afraid and it was
Pretty
scary.
scary.
It was
Yeah.
incredibly scary. It was incredibly scary, but we took a risk um, to go to like a recording studio that we love to go to called Dimension 70. Um, and like no one was booking it, so it was just open. And if we hadn't gone to go write and record there, then it would just be sitting there. And I'm so grateful for that time with Fern and G, um, because we made a whole I guess two whole records there now. Um, and so yeah, that time for us, it was scary, but we took a risk, and I think the risk paid off.
Yeah. I was in Long Island at the time, so coming to the city was first at first a little weird, but then it was fine. The ghost trains were the craziest. Actually,
Really?
yeah, in a fucked up way, I kind of miss that, like the empty city, the empty trains. It's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
and having no responsibility, like it was. I remember back
No,
then,
that part, yeah, that's anxiety time, dude.
but
You
we
know,
met. I remember
yeah.
saying, like we had a thing of like let's meet 3 times a week.
Oh yeah, that was way easier. No one, there's everything's put on hold. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
limbo moment.
yeah. Like we couldn't. I mean, maybe sometimes we meet 3 times a week, but we definitely don't meet 3 times a week to write and record. I mean,
Yeah.
So with that, you guys created this whole new album, 2 albums technically, which is the Cabo Blanca. I'm curious as to why you guys named it after the beach in Costa Rica.
So yeah, during the pandemic, a dear friend of mine, he's Costa Rican, so he was at this place, and he sent me a voice memo of like this little chord progression, and he's like, "Yo, like I've been listening a lot to like Milton Nascimento, a bunch of like Club da Esquina stuff, like so this Brazilian records that we really like," and he was feeling inspired by that, and he sent me this voice memo, and then I, I put it into Ableton and we expanded on that, and it became like this little instrumental piece that we kind of use that to segue the whole album around that little universe. It's yeah, and I don't know, maybe Ed can expand more on the theme of
yeah,
this place that we've never been, but
yeah.
So wait, you guys never been there before?
No,
no,
we've never.
we just like the name. It sounds dope.
It sounds so dope that it had to be the name of the album, because all of our other options were nowhere near as good. First of all, second of all, we ended up um we ended up like kind of we went through this period where we didn't know what to call the record, and in order to find out what the name of the record was, we went through this process where we listened to every single song one by one, and we wrote down each of the like themes of the song, like how it made us feel, both like lyrically and also like musically, like oh, this song is about like fantasy and like escaping from reality and wishing things were better or something like that, and essentially that exact theme um was pretty prevalent throughout each song. And as soon as we got to the song Cabo Blanco, I was like, well, why don't we just call it Cabo Blanco? Like, or I don't know if it was my idea or what, but it sounded really cool. It's this like fantasy, like this place in our minds that we want to go to, that maybe it feels like it's a universe that the songs can live in, a place that you can escape to and go, like you could go to Cabo Blanco when you listen to the record in a way. Um, and yeah, it's like an escape plan. And there's like good things about having a place to escape to, and there's bad things to having a place to escape to. And so all that stuff is like pretty thematically like on the album. And so it all, like, as soon as someone brought that up, I don't remember if it was me or who, but it all made sense. And like, yeah, that the album's called Cabo Blanco for sure.
Love that. It has that. I mean, you already said it was like the feeling of escapism in the whole album that's one of the things that drew me to it. And I just love the idea that it's all spawned by voicemail, just being like, I'm here just hanging out in Cabo.
Yeah, and he was probably like, I really wish I was there right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe the songs can like transport people when they listen to it kind of in the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that feeling of jealousy in there, of just like, oh man, I wish I had that. I wish I was
A
there.
good jealousy. A good
Yeah, yeah, and
one.
yeah. But what song felt like to you guys the party song? The distant one that you know you're gonna walk towards the end of the beach to.
Man, I think Cabo, to me, like the song Cabo Blanco, I feel to me is like this. It's a distant fantasy in like this, like a gut wrenching way. Like it's so, like the chord progression is so beautiful and the strings are so like there's something almost like indescribable about that song in particular that like really gives me shivers. But I would say like it doesn't give me a party vibe. I feel like Sink Into Your Love to me is like the dance the night away kind of vibe to me. You know?
I would say maybe Far Away is kind of a thing. It's a very inviting, like, lyrically the song is very, very much inviting you into the universe that it exists in. And maybe Parachute also, the opening track. It just sets like a really good tone like it just drops you into that world kind of like in a very gentle way.
Yeah. I feel like Far Away has a nice little journey.
Yeah.
You know, it
Science?
takes you for a little ride.
Far Away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it back. It's definitely Far Away. I take it back.
That one is a great song. I am curious as to why you guys picked Parachute to be the first one.
Because
Um,
there's a line that says "Welcome to the new season,"
honestly, yeah.
and there's
That's a
the
great-
coolest, and yeah, that and the drum fills. I feel like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it feels like an opener.
it feels like an opera. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like it's a good transition song, like musically from our last record was very Crybaby was it's called Crybaby. It was about my late girlfriend who passed away in 2019 and kind of the grief of that and a lot of the songs were really sad and very slow tempo and I got through like a lot of therapy and um I think I was just kind of sick of writing songs. I think I'd said what I had to say about that topic, and the first two lines are really like some like it just reflect that of I've been healing, and welcome to the new season. Like there's something like there's a hard left turn on this album from the last, so I think yeah, for all those reasons, it was the first track.
It feels nice now knowing that it's that turning that point where you feel comfortable enough to move onwards to a new adventure. And this whole album definitely feels like an adventure that's ready to go. I am curious in terms of like the writing process wise, was there a point in writing this album that you did have a little bit of doubt writing?
yeah. Ed didn't like any of the Ed didn't like any of like the more disco-esque songs.
Hi.
I don't know if that's true that I didn't
Um,
like any.
I'm gonna jump in as a third party here and say that I think the thing the thing that was challenging was like seeing the vision of those songs stylistically fitting into the project of this band because it was like such a departure from the kind of music that Scotch Mist was making like as a band. And there have been several iterations of like who makes up Scotch Mist, but Ed has always been there and it was like a little bit of a leap of faith needed to happen. And we've shared about this before, but for songs like Sink Into Your Love, like we didn't really see the vision until we did like a string session with our friend Shamar Maprasad. And he just kind of like really elevated the songs and then it like made sense. It was like, okay, now we see the vision. But Gianluca always saw the vision.
Yeah,
It's a little while to get there.
I think yeah, I hate I did not I was not comfortable singing uh like a song like Sink Into Your Love. It was very difficult for me to come up with a melody with and to write lyrics for and it was like I had to dive in to what I thought was cheesy. And so there was a
Cheesy's
lot like,
good.
yeah, cheesy's really good actually. Is like the discovery that and
Yeah.
and it actually like by writing these kinds of songs it opened up my mind to yeah feeling free to be corny or cheesy or whatever.
Music should be free, especially if we don't have like the shackles of the industry, we should be able to do whatever we want.
Yeah,
You mean like as independent artists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do whatever we want, and that's pretty cool. And also, like you should, be making music that you want to hear and trying to make something that you're not feeling, I don't know.
No, I know.
Doesn't
I
make
think you have to
sense.
I think you make a great point. And this album, as much as you guys were like saying no to disco, I really don't mind the disco. I think with this album having a little bit of a disco feel, it feels exciting. So you just feel good. And who doesn't want to be feeling good? Who doesn't want to
It's
have
good
that
time.
moment? Yeah. Who doesn't want to have that moment to feel something other than, okay, yeah, no, this is a great song. No, this one just makes me want to, like I said earlier, it makes me want to go drive around and in the middle of the night listen with the song blaring. It's
Yeah.
that kind of like good feeling.
Yeah, I'm on board the disco train. Like I fucking love those songs so much now. Like I could, yeah. Kudos to G for having the vision, because it took me a long time, and now I don't think I've ever been more confident about any piece of music I've ever made. So
Good. That's good. And unfortunately, though, many of everybody else won't be able to hear this until the 1st of August. Besides the 4 songs that are out, I am curious as to so normally when it comes to like an album coming out, it's usually like maybe 1 or 3 songs total. I'm curious why you guys wanted to do like 4 songs.
It's 5 actually. There's
5?
another one coming.
Oh
When is it?
shoot!
Next month.
yeah,
Next
and July.
month.
We gotta feed the algorithm, dude. Sometimes we gotta put everything on the sandwich.
Yeah.
I love that term.
Yeah, the Aki way. Bacon, egg, and cheese avocados with Skittles and chicken
Mashed
breast,
Yeah.
No
That's
hot
what that's-
sauce.
hot sauce, it's all of them, chipotle mayo, Arizona tea on the side, of course.
Wait, not the like Arnold Palmer version, just straight up Arizona tea.
No, I don't like Darren Palmer because the picture on the you know the picture of him on the
Yeah.
logo of the thing is kind of scary, honestly. That picture is spooky as hell. I'm not gonna drink that.
Well, then get the strawberry lemonade one. It's a cartoon
Yeah, I
illustration.
like the plaid one that's green. Yeah, I don't like the other one. That's too spooky.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm at the part where I have like a bunch of little like conversation cards that are just like little insights to kind of get everyone to know you guys on a different level. What scares you guys more than it should?
Well, you already answered.
Arnold Palmer. I don't know. Maybe you go more at
Ed, what's your
what's
answer?
yours?
What scares me?
Spiders.
Yeah, any insect, and yeah, any insect. I don't like insects.
I have a good one. Maybe it's not a good one, but when you're walking on the sidewalk and there's like the grates on the floor,
I always step on those.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
terrified to walk on those.
Butterflies.
Really?
Butterflies.
I'm terrified of butterflies.
Are you just afraid of them landing on you, or?
Yeah. I don't want them
Okay.
to touch me at all. I don't want them to touch me at all.
Yeah, some of them have little dust that could cause allergy.
I like them from afar.
Okay. Well,
On an album cover.
Yeah.
Good one,
yes. That's great. If you guys were invisible, what would be the first thing you do?
Oh shit. I mean, I don't know. Like when it comes to being invisible, I
Yeah.
would want to do some shit that maybe involve like thermal cameras so they would see me. My enemies.
Okay, so what else?
What?
Oh,
What?
I don't know. Like,
mean?
for
Why would you
example,
need
if I
any-
wanna, if I'm invisible, I'm trying to get some unobtainable shit, I'm gonna go into like a facility of sorts,
Like Area 51.
like Area 51,
That's
check what's
fun.
up. But I'm sure they have thermal cameras, so even if I'm invisible, they'll see.
Okay, but it's hypothetical. Like, if
Okay.
no one could see.
Yeah. You got the hold of the like invisibility cloak here. Like no one's gonna see you.
Some Harry Potter, yeah.
White
Damn,
House.
I don't know.
I think
That's
Area
too many
51 is a
possibilities.
great one.
There needs to be a limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the
I'll just be
construction.
invisible. I'll just be
Teleportation.
invisible, and when I want to be seen, I'll put a hat on.
I love that. That's okay.
You're thinking about this very practically.
I
Great
know.
answer.
That's what it should be.
That was fire.
Like you're thinking about not just the first thing you would do, but you're thinking about like
No,
the
I
next
know.
couple
I'm just
weeks.
saying, like, you know,
Like I need to get a hat.
Yeah, get the hat. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's the, you know.
Okay, so yeah, we buy a hat and wear it.
That was what he meant to
What
say.
would you do, Ed? What would you do, friend?
I think Area 51.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, if they don't
Yeah.
have thermal cameras.
So what have you guys tried for the first time within the last year?
I don't know, man.
Um,
Raw milk.
Wait,
Was
really?
Oh, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're on the raw milk wave.
the raw milk wave. It's very
Ooh.
cool. It's very Williamsburg.
We were talking like the unpasteurized and
Yeah,
Yeah, straight
Interesting.
from the cow. Straight from the cow.
but in a good way and not in an alt-right coded way.
Yeah. In a
None of that Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson shit.
yeah.
Good things only. Yeah, Daniel.
I was thinking like, kindergarten or first year school trip to a farm kind of thing. That's what's going
Yes,
through my head.
exactly. With the
No.
goat handshakes with the goats and all that.
me and Daniel, our manager, have a milkman, and he would come drop us off raw milk, and it was really delicious. It's really good for you, also.
Yeah, until it got a little weird for Daniel.
Yeah, but that's another story.
Oh, no.
The milkman was hitting on Daniel, basically.
Oh no.
It's too much for Daniel. Yeah.
Pretty much so we stopped drinking raw milk.
Oh my god. Like I've been like floating around with this question in here, but we've already kind of figured out a good majority of it, which was what would make you guys instantly laugh? And it seems to be like everything.
I think Gianluca makes us all instant.
Gianluca, yeah. There's like some specific memories of things that Gianluca has done or said that just instantly make me laugh.
Yeah.
Well, was there any random funny moments while recording?
No,
No, it was all strict business.
Yeah.
we didn't laugh once.
In the studio, I'm pretty serious guy.
No smiling allowed.
Yeah, no smiling, no phones.
Don't look at each other in the eye.
No, but honestly,
I think there was a time where I was well, I didn't find it very funny, but it's funny now, where I was more of a vocal take, and I was trying to like both come up with lyrics and also like sing into the mic, and there's a couple people on the couch in the control room, and
Peanut gallery.
I got a little flustered as sometimes I can, and I said something like I can't sing with the peanut gallery over there, and so everyone just started laughing at me, which made me more upset. But now I think it's funny, and so sometimes
it's
we
very
reference
funny.
the peanut gallery.
Love that. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you
So-
need a little crowd, you know,
Yeah.
make sure everything's good.
We'll do one last one before we kind of like wrap it all up. What are you guys craving right now?
Ramen Lab.
Dude, yeah, Ramen Lab was so good. That's also how we met, Ed.
Yeah, it is. We're craving.
Shit.
This guy here, Fern. That restaurant was incredible. Little pop
There
up.
was a restaurant in Soho called Ramen Lab, which was owned by a noodle company, and they would have ramen chefs do like month-long residencies in the restaurant,
Ooh.
and they would serve like 2 dishes max, and they would be there for a month, and then they would leave, and another person would come, and it was always like the most incredible ramen. And yeah, it's sadly closed during COVID, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Ramen
closed.
Lab. If you're the Ramen Lab guy and you know,
and you read the Scotch Mist
if
interview,
you read this interview, open back but in Ridgewood this time.
Mr. John Ramen Lab, please open back up. But Fern invited me to go eat there, and I didn't know that he invited anyone else, but he actually happened to invite Gianluca there, and that was
And Julian.
Julian helped
Our
us.
friend and great monster.
the Costa Rican.
The Costa Rica friend. He's a monster.
Julian Picalo mastered our record, and he wrote the song Cabo Blanco and produced Breaking Someone's Heart Again. He's a super sweet, amazing guy, and we love him. And he was there that day too. So it's all kind of full circle. So we're craving Ramen Lab.
Ooh. Oh, you're good. And then last but not least, where can we be able to find you guys?
Yeah, at Scotch Mist NYC, pretty much anywhere. So that's on Instagram, on TikTok. We're pretty active on TikTok lately. We're playing a show at Sultan Room in Brooklyn, New York on July 5th that we just announced today. And we're doing the album release show at Baby's All Right um, in August as well. And hopefully we're doing like a little mini tour, but that's